IKEA just dropped 21 new smart home devices starting at $6, and they got almost everything right. Almost. Because after buying every single device and testing them for 2 weeks straight, I found 5 mistakes that IKEA doesn't want you to know about before you hand over your money. One of them almost made me return everything. But here's the thing. 4 of those mistakes have fixes, and the 5th one might actually be a genius move in disguise. I'm going to show you every device, every mistake, and every fix. Let's get into it. Full transparency. Nobody asks me to make this video. No sponsorship, no affiliate deal. I bought everything with my own money because when I saw these prices, I had one question. What's the catch? $6 smart bulbs, $8 door sensors, $10 motion sensors, all running Matter over Thread, meaning they work with Apple HomeKit, Google Home, Amazon Alexa, Samsung SmartThings, Homey, Home Assistant, everything. A complete sensor suite for around $100 that would cost you $300 to $400 from Philips Hue or Aqara. So yeah, either IKEA cracked the code or something is wrong. I found both. Let me start with what's inside every box. Then I'll show you exactly where the problems are. Here's what I got. Kaiplot's smart bulbs in 3 versions, 470 lumens for around $6, 806 lumens for around $10, and a bright 1521 lumen version for around $13, all dimmable, full white spectrum. Billracer remotes in 2 styles, a dual button version for $8, a scroll wheel version for $9, magnetic backing on both, wall mount included. They control up to 3 different lighting groups. Meek Spray motion sensor, $10. Yes, that's Swedish for mosquito spray. No, it doesn't repel mosquitoes. Welcome to IKEA product naming. Timmerfloat temperature and humidity sensor, $10. Built-in display. Press it once, see the temperature. Press again, see humidity. No phone needed. Meegbet door and window sensor, $8. Clipbook water leak detector, $10. And the Alpstuga air quality sensor, $30. Tracks CO2, PM 2.5 particles, temperature, and humidity, all in one device. Quick note on the Alpstuga, it does not come with a USB-C cable or wall adapter. You have to buy those separately. That's already mistake number 1, by the way. A $30 sensor that needs power to function should include the cable to power it. It's not expensive, it's just annoying. And for a first-time buyer who's never set up a smart home device, opening a box and realizing you can't even turn it on without a trip back to the store is a terrible first experience. Alright, let's talk build quality, because cheap usually means cheap. Not here. The bulbs feel solid, proper glass, decent weight, not the flimsy plastic you get from no-name brands. The remotes surprised me most. They have real weight to them. The magnetic backing is strong enough that I stuck it to my fridge and it hasn't moved in 2 weeks. The motion sensor is IP67 rated, fully sealed against dust and water, mounted outside in the rain for $10. Most outdoor rated motion sensors start at $30. The temperature sensor has a clever little screen. You don't need to pull out your phone just to check if a room is too warm. And the water leak sensor. Small disc, place it under your sink or next to your washing machine, it screams at you the moment it detects moisture and sends a push notification, because one flooded basement costs more than every IKEA sensor in this video combined. Build quality across the board is excellent for the price. I couldn't find a single device that felt like it would break in 6 months. That's not where the mistakes are. The mistakes are in the setup. And that brings us to mistake number 2, the Doriga Hub. This is the brain of IKEA's smart home system. White cube about the size of a router, power cable, Ethernet port, that's it. It's a full Matter controller with a built-in Thread border router, meaning it doesn't just control IKEA devices, it can manage Matter devices from any brand. It also bridges your old Trod-free Zigbee devices into the new Matter ecosystem, so you don't have to throw away anything you already own. $109 in the US, about $70 in Europe. Setting up the hub is dead simple. Plug it in, download the IKEA Home Smart app, scan the QR code on the bottom, connected in 2 minutes. Adding the first 2 bulbs? Easy. Powered them on, the app found them instantly, named them, done. The third bulb, however, refused to connect. The app kept spinning, timed out, gave up. This is mistake number 2. IKEA doesn't tell you anywhere in the setup guide that new devices enter pairing mode automatically when you first power them on. And that pairing window only lasts 15 minutes. If your hub is still booting, if you're reading the manual, if you're setting up your account, that window closes silently. The device looks dead. The app can't find it. You think it's broken. It's not. It's asleep. Here's the fix. For bulbs, turn them off and on 6 times rapidly. On the 6th cycle, the bulb blinks and re-enters pairing mode. For sensors and remotes, hold the pairing button for 10 seconds until the LED blinks rapidly. Then, and this is critical, reboot your hub. Unplug the Derigera, wait 10 seconds, plug it back in. Let it fully boot, about 60 seconds. Then try pairing again. Fresh device, fresh hub, clean handshake. I got that stubborn third bulb to connect on the first attempt after doing this. Same thing happened with the MyBet door sensor. Timeout error, 4 failed attempts. Factory reset the sensor, reboot the hub. Connected immediately. Here's what should happen. IKEA should print one line on the Quick Start card. If a device won't pair, hold the button for 10 seconds and reboot your hub. That single sentence would save thousands of people hours of frustration. They don't print it. That's the mistake. All right, mistake number 3. The hidden requirement nobody talks about. Every single sensor in this lineup needs a thread border router to function. The MyG Spray motion sensor, the MyBet door sensor, the Timmerflotte temperature sensor, the Clipbock water leak sensor, the Alpstuga air quality monitor. None of them work without a thread border router. IKEA's product pages didn't clearly state this when these devices first launched. They've since updated the listings, but the damage was done. Thousands of people bought $8 sensors thinking they could just pair them to their phone. You can't. You need either the Derigera hub at $109 or a device you might already own that has a thread border router built in. Apple HomePod Mini, thread border router. Apple TV 4K 2022 or later, thread border router. Google Nest Hub Thickened Generation, thread border router. Nest Wi-Fi Pro, thread border router. If you already own any of those devices, the IKEA sensors will pair directly to them without the Derigera hub. You might already have everything you need and not even know it. But if you don't own any of those, that $8 sensor just became a $117 sensor, hub plus sensor. That's not necessarily a bad deal. The Derigera hub controls your entire smart home. You buy it once, but the marketing says affordable smart home starting at $8, and the reality is affordable smart home starting at $117 if you're starting from zero. That gap is the mistake. Now, the bulbs, the smart plug, and the remotes don't have this problem. They pair directly to Apple Home, Google Home, Alexa, or SmartThings through Matter without any hub at all. So if you just want smart lights and a remote, you genuinely can start at $6. But sensors, you need that border router. Mistake number 4, the Bilracera scroll wheel remote. This is the $9 remote with a rotating wheel that lets you dim lights, cycle through scenes, and control up to 3 groups of devices. On the Derigera hub, works perfectly. Smooth scrolling, intuitive, exactly what you'd expect. On Google Home, it shows up as 9 separate buttons, one for each scroll direction and button combination. It doesn't actually scroll. None of the buttons show up as usable in automations. On Amazon Alexa, same problem. Connects, but the scroll functionality is completely lost. On Apple HomeKit, better, but still not full scroll wheel support. The dual-button Bilracera remote works fine everywhere, but the scroll wheel version, the one most people actually want, only works properly on the Derigera Hub and Homey Pro. Every other platform treats it like a broken calculator. IKEA certified this as a Matter device. Matter is supposed to mean works with everything. This remote does not work with everything. That's the mistake. If you want the scroll wheel, use it with the Derigera Hub. If you're on Google or Alexa, buy the dual button version and save yourself the frustration. Now, mistake number 5. And this is the big one, the one that almost made me return everything. IKEA's app cannot build the automations most people actually want. Motion detected, turn on light. That works. Timer runs out, turn off light. That works. But here's what doesn't work. When motion is detected between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., turn on the light at 20% brightness in warm white. Between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m., turn on at 70% in neutral white. Can't do it. When I leave home, turn off all lights. But if the window sensor says a window is still open, send me a notification first. Can't do it. When the temperature sensor reads above 25 degrees, turn on the smart plug connected to a fan. Can't do it. No time conditions, no combining sensors, no conditional logic, no geofencing, no presence detection. The IKEA app does basic automations. That's it. And at first, this felt like a deal breaker. I have sensors that produce great data and software that can barely use any of it. But here's why mistake number 5 might actually be genius. These devices are not locked to the IKEA app. Every sensor, every bulb, every remote, they're all open matter over thread devices. Take the same $10 motion sensor, pair it to Homey Pro, suddenly you have time-based brightness, conditional logic, geofencing, cross-device triggers, and automations the IKEA app doesn't even have a menu option for. Pair it to Home Assistant, you get custom dashboards, energy monitoring, complete local control, and an automation engine that makes the IKEA app look like a calculator next to a supercomputer. Same hardware, different brain. The IKEA app is limited on purpose. IKEA built the best hardware at the lowest price on the most open standard. And then they said, use whatever brain you want. Start with our app. It's simple, it works. And when you outgrow it, take every single device with you to a better platform. Nothing wasted, nothing replaced, just a better brain. That's either a massive limitation or the smartest design decision IKEA has ever made. After 2 weeks, I think it's the smartest. So here's my honest verdict. 5 mistakes. 1. The Alps Juga ships without its power cable. Annoying but fixable. 2. Pairing failures with no clear troubleshooting guide. Fixable with a factory reset and hub reboot. 3. The hidden thread border router requirement for all sensors. Check if you already own a compatible device before you buy. 4. The scroll wheel remote breaks on Google and Alexa. Buy the dual button version instead. 5. The IKEA app can't build advanced automations, but the hardware works with platforms that can. None of these mistakes are about the hardware. The hardware is genuinely excellent for the price. The mistakes are all about communication, software, and managing expectations. And every single one of them is either fixable right now or will be fixed with firmware updates. If you want smart lighting that just works out of the box, buy the bulbs and the dual button remote. $6 to start, no hub needed. If you want sensors and automations, budget for the Dira hub or check if you already own a thread border router. And if you want advanced automations, plan to pair these devices with Homey Pro or Home Assistant down the line. The hardware is worth buying today, even if the IKEA app isn't where you end up tomorrow. If you want to see what